If it's Sunday, it's time for Coffee Talk. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Dennis. Hi, Sylvia. How are you?
Good. We got coffee. Do you have soda?
Oh.
No soda?
Yes, I do have soda right here.
Well, I'll tell you, we need coffee this morning. We had
Well, a couple people do in the room.
Yes, absolutely. We had a great time last night. We went to see the original cast members of Jersey Boy from Broadway.
Oh, how fun.
And
It was a lot
we
of
were
fun.
at the LA Arboretum, which is, it's an arboretum. What can I tell you? They
They
filmed.
have trees.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have trees.
Have you ever gone, Michael, to Ravinia?
Yes.
It's like Ravinia, where you come and you picnic, and everybody brings, like food,
Right.
wine. It's a great time.
Right.
Well, yeah, we have several of those places around here. We have
But we
Ravinia, and then there's something like in Wisconsin, like right over the Wisconsin border, too.
oh yeah, Poplar Creek.
No.
Poplar Grove.
Poplar Grove.
Poplar something.
Poplar.
Poplar Creek was a concert place years ago off of.
Okay, so
Anyways,
all right. So
Yeah.
anyway, the
Digress.
great thing about this place is this is where they filmed a show that was on TV many years ago. Many people who may be
Yeah.
watching us today on Coffee Talk have probably never heard of this show. It was called Fantasy Island.
Smiles, everyone, smiles.
The planes. So that was filmed there. They filmed some Tarzan segments
Yeah.
there. Murder, She Wrote was filmed there. It's just an
Oh,
beautiful place.
I love some Jessica.
So-
What's her name?
It was a small, intimate group last night. There were about 5,000 of us.
Is
And
that all?
that's all. And it was just really great. What I love about it is that you have a table. It's not like lawn. It's not like a lawn concert, where you take
Yeah.
your grass. You have
Oh,
your,
so you actually have a dining table that you can sit at.
with a tablecloth.
with a white
What?
cloth.
Yes, with a white.
Shut the front door.
Yeah. So-
And I bring,
Oh.
decorations for the table. I have this beautiful lantern that's, battery powered. You can't have any candles or anything like
Right.
that. So we set a beautiful table, have a great dinner. I smoked salmon, made my grilled pineapple salsa. It was delicious.
Well, your friends were lucky that they had a gourmet chef.
Well, each couple brought something. So, like, our friends Roger and Martha, they brought hors d'oeuvres and salad,
Mhm.
and then Syl and I brought the entrees, and then Ron and Sue brought the cocktails, and they brought dessert. So it was a fun evening. And what was interesting about last night was that Ron and Sue, when Ron graduated high school, I was 9 years old. Okay?
Okay.
When I graduated high school, Roger was 2 years old.
Yeah.
And yet, what we had were 3 generations there last night,
Mhm.
Wow.
all coming to listen to music from the 60s.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. So
That's
anyway,
cool.
Mhm.
that's what we did last night. And we were out late, but we were actually out early because we got home early.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do anything exciting. I was just a homebody, and
There was nothing wrong with that.
no, and it wasn't 104 here yesterday,
Mm.
so we had windows open, so that was nice for a change.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And the air conditioner off, and so
Nice. No humidity, huh?
no, not yesterday.
Nice.
well, it's been a real interesting week. Lots of things have happened.
Oh my goodness, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as normal, we try to discuss a few things that have occurred on social media and try to share our spin.
Trade secret.
Yeah, very secret. So, I think we should talk about, and what amazes me is some of these old belief systems in our industry hang around and they never seem to go away.
I know it.
And it seems like I keep thinking, okay, we've kind of dismissed that now.
Right. And then 6 months later, that starts all over.
Right, right.
It's like an annoying zit.
It was kind of annoying.
Nice.
Yeah, or a rash, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Keeps coming back.
Yeah.
I'm itchy already.
Well, that's why they say don't scratch it. If you scratch it, it gets bigger.
Oh, I know, right?
That's what it is.
Oh, all right, that's gross enough. So let's talk about hot roots. I love that. And you know what's funny? Is we never have colored the roots of the hair.
That's true.
The roots of the hair
Are underneath the skin, first of all.
Oh my God in heaven.
Can we say roots? Don't say that word anymore. It's
Wow.
regrowth.
Absolutely.
It's the-
Regrowth
Right. Or new growth.
or the scalp area.
Yes.
I mean, for God's sake.
Roots are below the skin.
But, you know, that conversation always comes up about, well, the reason you
Oh, yeah. It got me in all kinds of hot water this week, didn't it, Dennis?
I know. And they say, well, it's because of scalp heat, which is really funny. All right. Because, you know, 98.6, everybody thinks that is the body temperature. But
Right.
actually, the actual body temperature is 92.3. That's your internal body temperature. They say it's 96.8, but it's actually 92.3.
Why do they say that?
So that's
Why do they say it's 98.6?
Yeah.
probably an average, I would think.
It's probably, yeah, they're making a blanket statement.
Okay. So normal. Well, mine is never 98.6. Mine is always 96.8. Isn't that funny?
See, it's an
My
average.
temperature has dyslexia. My temperature has dyslexia.
Yeah, it does. So anyway, scalp heat really doesn't have anything to, and they're really, people say, well, I know clients who get hot scalps. Well, yes, but that really doesn't have anything to do with accelerating the lift at the scalp area. The primary reason that the scalp area takes more dramatically is because it is soft keratinized protein. It's just come from being cellular tissue, and it's like in transition. It's transitioning from cellular protein to keratin protein.
Right.
And that transition area just happens to be about a 1/2 inch or 1 finger's width from the scalp.
Right.
Mhm.
So I don't know why people still talk about hot scalp.
Well, I can tell you why. Because people have been, and when I started this conversation the other day on social media, I prefaced it by saying that we had been given inaccurate information since beauty school
Mhm.
to the cold shaft and the warm shaft,
Right,
and that really there was no such thing.
right.
So I just think, I don't think it's because well, I don't think anybody's being, well, I don't know why the cosmetology books are still teaching that when it's not true, but they're perpetuating it from,
Yeah.
it's like kindergarten, you know, you teaching somebody something in kindergarten. So, and it's something that's easy to think of, and it's something that's visually, when it happens, you immediately think hot roots.
Right.
And so it just, I don't know, it kind of coincides, the myth coincides a lot with the facts.
Well, here's what you might find interesting. When we do color classes and we use mannequins and we're having them do a bleaching on the mannequin,
Right.
the first thing that I always have them do is say, start your application and lighten the hair. I do not tell them anything about procedure or anything. Inevitably, many of them immediately apply scalp to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to them, stop, time out. Why are you applying scalp to end? And the response is always the same. Well, there's no scalp heat, so I can apply scalp to end. Well, here's what we know. If you take a bleach and you put it on a mannequin and you apply scalp to end, guess what? Your scalp area is going to come up lighter than the mid-links and the ends. Okay? Has nothing to do with scalp heat, has to do with where you place the color. Remember, the first place that we place the color is usually the heaviest deposit of product.
Well, and you're getting a blanket, an insulation area.
Exactly. So, look, that my goal, our goal at Root Village,
right,
to point out the truth. We seek the truth. That's like number 4 on our tenets.
Right.
The truth. And so the truth is, science says, you can Google it yourself, is that the primary reason hair lightens more dramatically at the scalp is because it's soft keratinized protein. Period.
Right.
So let's teach accurate information so people aren't confused.
Right. And that's all I was trying to do earlier this week. And of course, my post got removed because I contradicted what someone else said, and then that led to a whole bunch of other stuff. I just,
It's a whole other.
Then they thought I was sour. They assumed that I was sour about something. So I'm not sour. I have way too much to be grateful for.
Yes.
To be sour.
Right.
Well, and I think part of it too is that it's easier to apply scalp to ends rather than breaking it down.
Oh, sure it is.
Proper application. It's just.
I mean, how many times have you seen Vivid artists have, regrowth that stay 5 inches?
Right.
And where did they mix that bleach up, mix it up, and it goes right on the scalp out to the line of demarcation.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Even though you're going to be covering it up, don't you want the application to be done properly and for the underlying tone to be uniform?
Right.
Right.
Instead of having, level 13 root and a level 9 a quarter inch off the scalp.
Yeah.
Right.
To the ends. Don't you want it to be, to me, and I guess that's just it, to me, and in my opinion, when I do something, I want it to be to the best of my ability.
Well, you see, that's your problem, Michael.
Raising the bar.
Is that your degree of acceptability is different than many other people.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. If I'm okay with discolored underlying pigment, because that's what it is, and it's going to change the tone of whatever you're putting over it.
Yeah.
If I take an uneven canvas and I paint it with a color, unless that color is like 4 levels darker, it's going to be an uneven tone. Some people are okay with that. So the thing I always try to keep in mind, even though sometimes I get on a rant about this, is that
no, really? You a rant?
Yeah. It comes down to your degree of acceptability. If we continually accept what we're doing, if it's not perfect, and we go, well, it's good enough, then we're not raising our own bar. And to me, that's what it's about in this industry. That's what keeps me excited. And what I'm doing is I'm constantly trying to raise my bar, perfect what I'm doing, and make it more successful every time. I mean, look, in any artistic endeavor or any endeavor generally, most people who love what they're doing are striving to make it better every time they do it. A musician continues to play the same, he plays the same progression, but he works on it, to make it better. Can I put this note in here? Can I move this around? Can I change this arrangement? A carpenter building a house, can I do this and make the house look bigger here? Can I make a doorway that goes here, which normally doesn't work there? I mean, those are the things. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's constantly trying to make it better. So
well, and I always say, if you give me something like when I was younger and I would rent an apartment or I would, something like that, I would always tell the landlord, I will never do anything to your property except improve it.
Right.
Because I don't want to live in something that's less than what I'm already paying for. However, I would like to live in something nicer than I am paying for.
Right.
So you may have, a nicely professionally painted room or a wallpapered wall. Is that okay? And, I will always strive to make it better. And inevitably, when I lived in those places, they would come in and see what I did. And then I was the model apartment.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. So they'd say, we're going to take you up to see, his apartment because he's really done some nice things with it and blah, blah, blah. So.
Nice.
So anyway, that takes care of the hot roots issue for this week that came up on social media. Now, we were talking earlier, and you said that you had something you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, I just want to. Well, one, it's about product diversion, I guess, sort of, kind of. It's about products being offered in big box stores for less than, on special for less than we can purchase them at one of our professional supply stores.
Right.
And stuff like that. So all that to say, again, this is my opinion. I think it's and it's part of our tenets.
Sure.
Integrity.
Right.
And I always say that character is what you show the world when everyone is watching, and integrity is what you do when no one's watching.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's great.
What do you, how nice are you to people when no one knows it's you?
Right.
Are you just as kind and thoughtful? So anyway, the subject came up about, the big box store offering the product for less than we could purchase it at our cost at our professional supplier. And, the person was absolutely fit to be tied, and I'm not carrying that anymore. Forget it. I'm taking everything back. I'm not going to compete. And I've said for years and years, don't compete.
Right.
Do it. Just stop playing the game.
Right.
And purchase something that is not delivered to the public like that. I guess delivered to their purchase routes, however they choose to sell. And so they say, and then all of a sudden they get to this one product and they say, except for them because
I know they're good guys.
I know, no, it wasn't even that. It's just, I had all these excuses why they could sell this one part of the product line to the mass public and not hold them accountable to the same standards as the other company.
Right, right. Yeah.
That would be like, I hired Dennis and Sylvia, and I don't care whether Sylvia's late, but Dennis better be on time. And I don't care if Sylvia takes a little longer lunch, but Dennis better not. I don't care. It's the same thing.
Sure.
It's you're not. You gotta. you got to judge those people fairly across the entire spectrum.
Right.
And if they're doing the same thing that the company is that you don't want to
Support.
anymore, then don't support any of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, better yet, just keep your mouth shut and not talk about it. You know, I mean, because really, nobody would have known any of that if the person wouldn't have talked about it.
Right.
And so he could have said it to whoever he wanted without announcing it to the world. And so anyway, that just irritates me. Hold everybody to the same, be fair.
Right.
Hold every stylist to the same expectation, every manufacturer, every distributor, it just has to be, you have to be fair.
Right.
Have some integrity.
Yeah. Well, integrity is an interesting word. We include that in our tenets, the way we operate.
Right.
But a friend of mine told me one time, and he's a wonderful human being. He said, Dennis, if you go to the local prison and you ask the prisoners there if they have integrity, they would all swear that they have integrity. You've heard that saying, honor among thieves.
Mm-hmm.
So, integrity is a word we throw around a lot, but we don't really always exhibit that.
I don't think a lot of people know what it means.
Well, I think that's
Probably,
true.
yeah.
And so homework, if anybody's watching this, would be to Google integrity and read the definition of it. My mentor always said, the biggest human flaw we have is that we judge others on their actions. We judge ourselves on our intentions, which means that it's very
true.
easy. It's very easy to call you out, okay? But don't you dare call me out, because I have a reason of why I believe this way. Here's the thing about retail. This is just my personal spin on it. I've been in this industry for a few years, and the one thing I've learned.
So 3 or 4 years?
Yeah. The one thing I've learned is, first of all, we have to accept responsibility as an industry for manufacturers taking the products after a period of time and going to retail outlets to the consumer.
Yeah.
Because many years ago, we tried to get salon professionals to retail in their salon. And it's still...
I don't like to sell.
It was very hard.
That's right. Well, they've said, I'm not a salesperson, I'm a hairdresser.
I don't like to sell.
Which makes me laugh, because if you're in the hairdressing industry, you're selling. You may be selling a service. Look, if you're a human being, you're in sales. Did you ever go on a first date? That was a sales call.
That was a sales pitch.
That was a sales pitch, absolutely. So we have to accept responsibility for that. We do. And the mindset of many manufacturers. Now, the reason I say many and not all is because there's some who are truly trying to still keep their products professional.
Right.
But I've sat in those marketing meetings, Michael, and I've listened to them talk about, well, we want exposures. The more exposure we get in any given day or any given weekend, the more the consumer becomes aware of who we are. And after the hairdresser has promoted us, because we have been convinced that if I tell you that I use XYZ shampoo and that's the reason you have great hair, and not I use a shampoo that I recommend because of my expertise, your confidence is built not in me, but it's built in my XYZ shampoo. And then the consumer sees XYZ shampoo on sale on Amazon or Walmart, or at another big box beauty supply.
Right.
They buy it there. They still feel they're being loyal to us because we're the ones who said, XYZ shampoo, it will rock your world. So they're only taking advantage, as we all would, of getting their product that they're using, because they're being loyal to our recommendation, getting that product at a better price. We have created this chaotic circle that we're in. And there's only one way to get out of it. There's only one way to get out of it or get off this merry-go-round. Is first of all, if you are selling your product in a big box discount store that can purchase the product for less than I can sell it, for less than I can purchase it, I'm not doing business with you. If you are selling your product online, if it is being sold online, see, I don't go where they say, no, we have no control. You certainly
baloney.
They have total control.
If you're selling the product online, and maybe it's not your fault, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Sometimes there is some diversion, and it's caused by, a distributor going out of business and someone going in like,
well,
I don't know what change you have out there, but like Big Lots. Do you know what Big Lots is?
And here's the reason that happens, Michael, is because a manufacturer says to you, the distributor, sorry, we're pulling your contract. And the distributor says, but I have thousands of dollars in inventory. Manufacturer says, sorry, it's yours. So the distributor goes, well, I'm going to retaliate against the manufacturer. I'm going to wrap it up on a pallet, and I'm going to ship it out somewhere where they can sell it back online
XYZ.
or sell it in Big Lots or whatever.
Yeah.
So remember, everybody's playing the game. We are, most of us, we are small entrepreneurs trying to build our business. I believe in retail. But I believe that loyalty is conditional, meaning that if you want to carry your brand and represent your brand, because that's obviously what you want me to do, then you be loyal to me as well. And I think that's where
Stop being a parasite.
Right.
Well, and the consumer, they love a sale. I love going to those places where,
it's sure they do.
And they still think, our clients still think they're being loyal to us because maybe you were out of the shampoo or the styling product they needed.
And you're still going by, you're still going by what you prescribed for them.
Exactly. They're in that big store and they're like, oh, it's on sale. I can get it here and I can get something else.
So don't blame the consumer. Don't blame our clients.
No, you can't.
You have to go back to the source, and you have to accept part of the responsibility for creating that kind of a system.
But it's not all of our responsibility. It's
not.
Everybody. I mean, it's at least in the medical field, when let's say Zyrtec decided to become an over-the-counter medicine rather than a prescription medicine. They were told, Zyrtec is no longer going to be prescription as of, 6 months from now on this, and we will roll out the non-prescription dosage or whatever. I'm just using that as an example because I think it's closely relatable to what is happening in our business.
Right.
And so, at least they know. And so they say, but we have this really good new medicine for you to use.
Right.
For you to prescribe that is a step above Zyrtec. It works better than Zyrtec. It's this, it's this, it's this.
Right.
So if our industry could wrap their heads around that kind of a deal, I think everybody could be okay. Yes. Do you have what can I use for an example? I'm not going to. But let's say you have Jello brand Jello and Sylvia carries Royal brand Jello, and never mind. I lost my whole train of thought.
Okay.
I'm talking about Jello. Okay.
All right.
So anyway, I think, those are two things that we've covered today that are really kind of important. I think we're really kind of running out of time here, so maybe we need to talk about what we have coming up in the next month or so.
What's that?
Well, let's see.
What are you talking about?
Well, you have the dates, yes?
Yeah.
So why don't you kind of give us the review of the dates?
We have tomorrow, July 17th.
Moulin Rouge.
We have Moulin Rouge, one at 10 a.m., one at 5 p.m. Central Time. You still have time to sign up for that.
Great.
I think I'll probably cut that off. I'll cut the afternoon one off at 3, and I'll cut the morning one off at like 8 in the morning.
Okay.
So, but don't wait till that long because I have to send you out links and stuff. So we have those two things, and then that's the 17th. And then on the 23rd.
I think it's the 23rd. It's next weekend.
Oh, well, why don't I just look at my calendar that I pulled out of my stack? Well, that would be a better idea.
That would be a better idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so we have Moulin Rouge, and then, that's the cutoff. So, and then we have Master the Disaster.
Right, online.
Hands-on, and it is the 24th, not the 23rd. And it is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Right.
And it is literally a hands-on that you do at home.
A hands-on online.
Yes, and the cutoff, the final day to sign up for that, and we still have a couple spots open, is the 20th.
Right.
And it probably, by midnight on the 20th, you said, right, Dennis?
Yeah.
Because we have to order and get stuff drop shipped to you. So we have that. And then we have on the
August 1st, yeah?
August 1st, we have Formulation Foundations.
Yeah, Formulation Foundations, 2 classes, morning and evening.
Yes, morning and evening, 10 a.m., 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we have those 2. Our schedule's a little light because it's summertime. So, and then on August 13th and 14th, you have Master's Series Part 2.
Right.
At the Institute.
Yeah.
And then, wait a minute, I gotta get my readers.
Peters.
Oh, okay. And then we have PET training on the 27th and 28th of August.
Right. And so that takes us all the way through the next 2 months. We have a couple of things that might pop up, some surprises we're working on.
Yes. And I'm thinking we want to do something with Lisa Enos some afternoon here. And we may just have to have an afternoon high tea instead of a coffee chat.
That sounds great. High tea, does that mean I get a
with
scone?
With crumpets?
Yeah.
Tea sandwiches?
With that and clotted cream.
Lovely.
There you go. Very
Yum.
Good. So we have a very, a lot of exciting things coming up for summer sessions. And then, of course, September. Don't forget that we already have that posted for Guru Gathering, September 10th
Yes.
and 11th. We have some amazing people that will be here to share with you. It's a hands-on, hands-in 2 days experience.
Yes.
It's very intimate because we're only having 30 people. So
right.
Some of the spaces are already gone. So if you want a space, please go ahead and reserve. You can reserve that time and get you enrolled right away.
Yes. Yes, you can.
So that's it for us. Look, it has been fun again. Sylvia, I'm so glad you got to join us today.
I know, it's fun.
I'm glad too. I'm so glad.
The great thing about working with a wife like her is, and I've never worked with another wife, but
yeah, I was going to say, how many wives? No.
is that, we were really colleagues before we ever became involved with each other. So I have a huge amount of respect for her as a salon professional, as an educator. You know, she was one of Redken's first members of the Redken educational team. Traveled all over the country, and then she and I traveled internationally for Redken. So this lady knows what she's talking about. And I'm so excited that she's going to be doing some texture programs for us.
Yes, yes.
Great fun.
I think I saved a perm technique for you.
Nice.
Great.
Thank you.
I got to figure out how to get it to you, but it's weird because it's like the rods are this long, and they're hard rods. No, I've never seen anything like them before.
Well, I don't know if you remember when we were doing spiral perms. Remember the perm rods they had?
Oh, sure.
They were like a boomerang. They called them boomerang rods.
No, these were actually spiral. They were hard plastic.
Oh, yes, the ones from Pivot Point.
I have to look in the attic. I think we might still have those. Well,
Pivot Point used to have zigzag ones too.
Where
you would sandwich the hair in between two pieces of plastic.
Yeah, we've got all the tchotchkes.
Well, here's a funny thing. When Dennis and I combined our households after we got married, and we were looking at all the stuff we would buy at hair shows, we bought very similar
We bought identical things.
It was too funny.
It was hilarious.
Like, oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Oh my God, that's funny.
So anyway, off the subject of hairdressing and all of that, I'm very excited because, you know, today we're going to have a fire. We're building a fire in Syl's new smoker. And we are starting a channel for her on YouTube. And
yay!
She's going to be providing some of her cooking skills, her culinary skills, to those people who want to subscribe and watch what she does. And I am telling you, without reservation, has nothing to do with the fact that she's my wife. Is that this lady is amazing at the way she prepares food. So we're going to have a great.
Oh, I've seen pictures of the prepared food.
Yeah, so I can't wait. So
you're lucky I'm not really close because I'd be like ding dong
all the time, right? Yeah.
Ding dong. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were eating.
So anyway, we're very excited about that today. We're going to go out and season the smoker, and
that'll be fun.
That means we'll be having some really good smoked stuff here coming up soon, and you'll be able to see it on YouTube.
Okay, Dennis, you better just make sure that she's not mad at you when she fires the smoker up.
Yeah, well, that's
have smoked Dennis elbow and I don't know what else.
Well, all right. Well, listen, Michael, have a wonderful Sunday for everybody.
You too. You too.
Sunday. It's been great fun, and as we say, as I always say, from my heart,
he always says,
Captain Color,
he's out, and I am too.
And Sylvia, you're
Bye.
out. Bye, everybody.